Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So, Kane Pixels dropped a brand new Backrooms video titled Backrooms Overflow. And so, what we're going to do for this particular video is that we're going to go ahead and do a reaction followed by an analysis video. I usually do a video for the reaction and then do an analysis video afterwards. But since this one is so short, I'm going to go ahead and merge those two things together. So let's not waste any more time and let's go ahead and get started with Backrooms Overflow.
Market and non-market economy.
Okay. I hear wind chimes again.
Negotiations in this area with the Soviets are just beginning. Commerce Secretary Peterson returned yesterday from 2 weeks. Mostly
Whoa. I love the cinematic ones.
During which time very
Where is this?
progress was made. We're narrowing our differences, which have kept us from settling our Lend-Lease debt for 25 years.
A lot of industrial.
Fate which the Soviets would
This looks
demonstrate
Midwestern.
settling the debt would set the stage for a presidential order permitting Exim Bank credits for sales to the Soviets. And it would also open the way for a presidential request of the Congress.
All right. Yo, that's the threshold opening. Oh, hold on. Is it turning green? Does it say Ivan Beck? Wait, 1972? Hold on. Oh my God. Hold on. Look at that. Look at it. It's folding in on itself. Oh my goodness. Why did that cloud look like it had a nose? I have no idea. What? Hold on. We're going to go back to this part right here. Can we get, oh my God, good shot. Okay. Ivan Beck, 1972. What? And I think one of you actually posted in one of my comments all the chemistry stuff happening above. That's beyond me. So if anybody could go ahead and elaborate on that again, go for it. But I'm going to go with what I can grab from this particular video. This is awesome. And I love these short cinematic videos. These are great. And I feel like I need to take a moment to kind of, I feel like I need to go ahead and elaborate where this series is going and like the direction altogether for the creative process. Kane is growing as a filmmaker, and as Kane grows as a filmmaker, you have a lot of things that will change. As an artist, you're going to have an evolution over the course of time. You know, your projects are going to change, your perspectives and everything, and your experiences in the world are going to ultimately affect your work. And that's just how it is. I love how we have this cinematic feel as well as the found footage stuff. Found footage stuff is great. I love it. Can't get enough of it. But I also love how Kane is experimenting and putting feelers out, if you will, putting the foot in the door with some of these cinematic sequences here. So it gives us a good overall general feeling as to, hey, not everything is okay throughout the world. So I really appreciate this, this angle and this perspective, if you will. And it is not a personal experience like it is with found footage stuff, but this does give us more of a sit back and look at the world, the big picture kind of thing. This particular shot here, Ivan Beck as an advisor, approving what would be considered, I guess, some sort of project here, dealing with maybe a prototype type of situation. I feel like there was a lot of experimentation maybe happening in the 70s. Or we could potentially be seeing a connection between this video and found footage 2. I wonder, we have seen this green light in many places, and I'm wondering if this is like some sort of gate. When you think about the concept of time traveling and how, you fold space together and then you connect those two dots, kind of goes hand in hand with what we've seen with, the sky folding in on itself. So really quick, I also want to reference towards the end of this video where it shows the sky folding, and the sounds that you hear are the sounds of, the threshold opening, that sort of like preemptive alert that, hey, something's being opened, towards the back rooms and things like that. But then it's also mixed in with sounds of traffic along with the sky folding in on itself. To me, that is indicative of these worlds merging in some way, shape, or form. I wanted to touch base on this board here that has the map of the United States and a couple other things that I want to bring to your attention. And first and foremost, this particular map is called Invisible Network. You can see it up here, Invisible Network. And I'm not 100% sure if that has to deal with a form of telecommunications that was being developed or that was, already in production at the time. That's sort of what we see here. We do see a network that is connecting most of the United States together, but there seems to be a big, concentration here in the Midwest and the South. Okay. So that's why I think that the towns that we saw earlier in the video are either South or Midwestern towns. And if we look over here, this particular town, it just screams main city USA. I don't know if any of you have ever been in a Midwestern town or a Southern town, but typically they sort of look like this. Especially they all have a main street that you can go down, and they all basically look the same to me. So in all honesty, I feel like that is, where this is taking place. I mean, what better area to either conduct experiments or have something happen than out in the middle of nowhere? Or potentially the green light is happening in the same spot. It's just that it's traveling back in time to a place that didn't have things developed. I don't know. It's weird. There's just so much to think about with this particular setup here. And also, if we look on this map, you'll see that right here, it's really hard to kind of gauge what it says. But I feel like if we get a little bit closer to it, you'll see that it says Newman. So it says United States Postal Service, Newman. Not sure what that could entail. I tried to look for things. I saw stuff about boats, but nothing too crazy that stands out. So if you have anything, please let me know in the comments below. Another thing that I wanted to look at was just the string of numbers here. I know that Kane has mentioned that 7 is a very important number. 7 being a religious heavy number, and in regards to God and things like that. So I'm wondering if this has to do with, Ivan Beck either knowingly or unknowingly playing God at this point. And I got a couple of comments regarding, the sky, we keep seeing the sky folding, and just the overall tone of the voices that we have been hearing with some of these cinematic videos. They seem very above us, if you get what I'm saying. Somebody has seen something that we simply cannot comprehend, and I feel like that's kind of where we're headed at. I'm sure that there is way more to this, but at this point in time, I'm not 100% sure. I went ahead and looked it up, and I tried to find out anything that had to deal, by putting it together and getting things to, add up or subtract, things like that. So it's I don't know. Well, I'll have to keep digging, and as we continue to get more and more um, videos and or community posts, which I'm pretty certain we'll probably get several more community posts before something else pops up. I'm usually at that point I can kind of gauge something at that point in time, but for right now, this kind of stands as it is. And of course, if you have anything, please let me know in the comments as well. So, and one of the most important parts of this entire session here is, of course, our favorite Ivan Beck. Ivan Beck with the date of approval of August 2nd, 1972, which blew my mind. I mean, I'm having the same reaction as I did when informational video crossed paths with presentation. When we saw him in that room, I just lost it. So seeing this kind of opens up a couple of things for me. Now that we've mentioned the date of 1972, specifically August 2nd, 1972, I wanted to go ahead and bring something up because that date stood out to me. And I was just like, man, there's something that just stands out about this date, and I have no idea what it is. So I began to look, and I ran into a historical event on August 2nd, 1972. The Earth was impacted by one of the largest solar storms in history. There was a ton of stuff that was affected by this solar storm throughout August 2nd all the way to August 11th. There was just so many things that happened. If you want, go ahead and check it out. Just type in August 2nd, 1972 solar storm, and you'll see all the stuff there. But I'm kind of wondering, we have seen the sun being mentioned time and time again. I'm wondering if solar flares are playing a part, solar storms in general are playing a part in people no-clipping or just these catastrophic events happening. I'm wondering if that's what we are witnessing. We have seen star charts, mentioned before. We've seen the sun being brought up before. We keep looking up at the sky. We also keep looking at the sea too. But at the same time, we have seen a lot of mentions about space. What if there is some sort of reaction that happens between the solar flare and the threshold opening, or just the back rooms in general? And when those two things mix, you end up with this green light, I wonder if there's some sort of reaction that's happening when that occurs, especially because it is something that just slams us through the atmosphere and everything like that. So I'm just wondering if there is some sort of correlation between the green lights, especially because we have seen embers fly up. Whenever we saw it happening on Found Footage 2, we saw that the embers were floating upward. So I'm wondering if that is also something regarding, the solar storm that's happening. Maybe the solar storm or just any old solar flare that happens would cause, somebody to no clip or cause something to become open, become unstable. People fall through, objects fall through, things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really interesting. I'm really glad that I ran into that because I feel like that kind of gives us, oh, okay, maybe there's something that occurred, like a project was being approved at the same time that the solar storm happened, and then you ended up with whatever this is now. Even down to the name itself, Overflow. I think we can safely assume that an overflow of energy, perhaps, during this time that this solar storm was happening, this surge of energy, if you will, caused an overflow. And we ended up with whatever is happening in this video. Or maybe it had some sort of effect in the future. I don't know. I thought it was really cool. Let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what will come of this. Up until this point, I was really concerned about Marvin and some of the characters and everything. But at this point, we've got much bigger things to worry about, especially if this whole solar flare thing is actually the case here. And it seems like it, but again, you never know. It's always a toss up with the series. You may think strongly about something and it'll be just something completely different. If you have any sort of theory, or if you have any thoughts regarding anything that we talked about in this video, or if you just want to add something to the discussion, feel free, leave it in the comments. I always enjoy reading what you have to say. But yeah, folks, that's all the time that I have for today. So if you enjoyed watching, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel to catch us next time. And as always, take care. Peace. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.